Well, game over. Saban moves to 19-0 against Saban assistants. And that's getting ready to go up to the 20s in a couple of weeks. And before any Georgia fans come on here and talk about how they can beat Alabama, I don't know, you've looked just as bad as they have. Alabama, this win is nothing to brag about. If you need the refs to help you to beat a team that lost to Georgia State in your own house, then yeah, you're just golly. LSU is literally going to take a giant dookie on your entirety of your stadium. They're gonna take that big crimson thing, all the crimson lights that you have that you copied from Georgia or whatever, and they're gonna take a big gigantic dookie on all over, big giant purple and gold dookie all over your stadium. That's what they're gonna do. Let me go ahead and get into this game. First of all, officiating was at its worst. The SEC officiating is just so bad. But in this game, I mean, there were blown calls that shouldn't have been made. I mean, so many bad calls, pass interference calls that made no sense. But I will give some of these refs the benefit of the doubt and say that they did call a few plays that made sense. Half of them were complete, utter bullshit. So, yeah, there's that. I'm not entirely blaming this game on the refs, though. They aren't completely to blame on that. The other part of this loss goes straight to the guy wearing the number 2, Jarrett Germinamo. I don't even know how in the hell this guy has the second string job. JT Shrout looks like the better quarterback, honestly. You know, Guarantano, I've supported you, and I've tried supporting you all throughout this season, even after losses to teams like Georgia State, BYU, and all those other teams getting blown out by Georgia. But you come out in this Alabama game, and you straight up just screw us over again and again and again. Underthrow, overthrow. You're literally Jake Fromm, but somehow less talented. You can't throw any. I mean, you literally cannot complete a pass that's not above the line of scrimmage. You literally cannot. That's why you have such a good pass completion ratio, is because you don't complete any other passes other than what's on the line of scrimmage. And that's to blame on Jim Chaney, too. Jim Chaney, that's all he's been doing is playing conservative, trying to throw these, like, 5-yard freaking screen passes that don't make any sense. Guarantano, you know, I've supported you throughout the season, and I think you are a good quarterback. You are nowhere near an SEC quarterback. You're just not. You cannot handle it. You just can't. You're Jake Fromm, but worse somehow. That's all there is to it. So, I mean, that's all that needs to be said about him. Now, on to the other things. Wide receivers looked as good as they've looked in other past games, per usual somehow. What else? I can't even think of anything else. I'm just so irritated with the fact that the refs and Guarantano screwed us over in this one. But, you know, a loss is a loss, and we'll figure out how to move on it. So, with that being said, I'll probably make a Squidtard podcast episode about this, but where does Tennessee go from here? Well, we've got 5 more games to play. South Carolina, in our house, UAB, at Kentucky, I believe at Mizzou, and then at home against Vandy. We have to go 4-1 in those games to be bowl eligible. Well, let's run through some of these teams real fast. South Carolina looks like they don't know how to play a freaking game of football. Again, another game that was screwed over by the refs. Now, it was screwed over in Florida's favor somewhat, But I mean, you lost. I mean, you've lost both of your quarterbacks. You even have a wide receiver. Same with Kentucky. You literally have a wide receiver as your quarterback. Now, unlike South Carolina, who South Carolina's offense is not that good. Your offense is literally non-existent. Tennessee is going to come in there and roll you over. I am the least bit concerned, and I'm not the least bit concerned in that game. And honestly, to be honest, I feel like that game will be easier than the UAB game. Vandy came off a win against Mizzou. I don't know what to say about that because we got to play both of those teams. I mean, I don't know if that makes the Mizzou game harder. Or no, that the Mizzou game easier or the Vandy game harder. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I'll have more details about that on the Squidtard podcast. But anyway, congratulations, Alabama. You guys won. You're definitely the more talented team, even though Jeremy Pruitt literally outcoached Nick Saban in this game. I don't even know how that's possible. You tell me. But congratulations on the win, though. You're 7-0, undefeated. Who y'all play next? Arkansas? Yeah, have fun with that. First of all, one more thing before I go. We can go ahead and shut this down right now. I don't want to hear any other talk about Tennessee being the worst team in the Power 5 or anywhere near that. All right? Tennessee is way beyond anything that some of these other programs can even compare to. So don't start talking about we're the worst teams in the Power 5. But we just have to see what happens. Tennessee's season, even though after losing to Bama, Tennessee's season isn't over. And I will show you that. And Tennessee will show you that by beating South Carolina next week. But yeah, go Vols. Beep-be-dee.